Hi guys, hope you're all okay. It's Chantel, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a video on one of my favourite beauty icons, the beautiful Brigitte Bardot. And what I'm going to do is tell you what fragrances that she wore. I've done quite a bit of research into this. I looked a little bit online. I looked through some of her autobiographies just to find out the exact fragrances that she used to wear. And in her autobiography, she mentioned two fragrances. The first one was Joy by Jean Patou, and this fragrance was presented in 1929, and it was right at the time of the Great Depression. And this fragrance was presented as the world's most expensive fragrance of the time. So this is a very, very vintage smelling fragrance. It's not to my taste at all because it is very, very floral, and I've already said I'm not into super heavy floral fragrances, but it has that vintage aspect which makes it very unique. It's quite powdery and it's very heavy on the jasmine and rose. Those are the most prominent notes to my nose. It's very classic, and it also has a bit of an animalic smell to it, and I think that's coming from the musk that's in this fragrance. But yeah, it's just like a real powdery floral perfume, a little bit animalic, and just what you would expect a vintage fragrance to smell like. So that's Joy by Jean Patou. The next fragrance that she mentioned in her autobiography was Bleu by Guerlain. Now that translates to the blue hour, and it was created in 1912 by Jacques Guerlain. Now the story around this fragrance is that Jacques Guerlain was inspired by the beauty of twilight. He was having a walk down the river in Paris and he thought that the sky looked so stunning, and he went back and created this beautiful fragrance. So this one again has that very vintage feel, but this is a fragrance that I could easily wear. I think it's stunning. It's super elegant and just classic and timeless. It's beautiful. Again, it's very powdery, but it has like a spicy sort of floral feel to it. Not as heavy on the florals as the previous one we spoke about. This does have that spiciness, and I think that's coming from the carnation because I find that quite a spicy floral. And I also get the aniseed and the violet. I think it's a super beautiful fragrance, stunning, very strong, and it's got like quite a mysterious feel to it. So I love that one. I do really like that one, and I'll definitely be using that. I think it's a stunning fragrance, and it is something that I could imagine Brigitte Bardot wearing. So yeah, that's Bleu by Guerlain. And the last one that I found out she used was from an article online. I think it was actually an interview she done, and she had said that she used this fragrance, and it's Jiki by Guerlain. Now Jiki is a beautiful fragrance in my opinion. It was created in 1889 by Guerlain, and I think it's the oldest fragrance that's been in constant production. And there's actually two stories going around about this fragrance, and I'm not sure which one's true. But the first one is that Jiki was the name of a lover of Guerlain, and he met her in England when he was studying. And the second theory, which I think is probably the correct one, is that it's named after his nephew, Jack's Guerlain, used to call him Jiki, so he had the nickname Jiki, and he supposedly named this fragrance after him. So I think that's a really lovely little story behind it. And when this fragrance was first created in 1889, it was only worn by men, but then women got the feel for it and started wanting to wear it, so it became a unisex fragrance, and to me it is definitely a unisex fragrance. So I'll just give it a little spray. So this is a real herbaceous fragrance. It's got basil and rosemary in there, and you really get that on the first spray. I also get quite a lot of the aniseed. It's quite like licoricey sort of vibe, and I also get the lavender. But then when it starts dragging down, you get the civet coming through, and civet is quite a dirty, animalistic note. Some people say that it smells a little bit fecal, but you get that and you think it's gonna be a civet bomb, but it doesn't. It just keeps coming and going through the phases of the fragrance, and it's just there. You can smell it slightly at times, and then sometimes it's a little bit heavier, but I find it really interesting, this fragrance. I think it's stunning. It's a beautiful classic fragrance, and I think it could be still easily worn today. I can imagine wearing this with, like, when I'm wearing like a leather jacket, and that's the sort of vibe I get from it. I find it quite intoxicating. It's really nice, and I do like this one. This is definitely my favourite of the three. I think it's a total masterpiece. When it totally dries down, you get a lot of the vanilla. It's like a real woody vanilla dry down, and I just really love this one. And I can see why Brigitte Bardot would have worn this one, because it is a little bit more masculine than the other two, and I don't think Brigitte went with trends. She had her own fashion sense and her own mind, and I can see her thinking that this is an amazing fragrance, and it is, it really is. So yeah, those are the three fragrances that Brigitte Bardot wore. There was a few others mentioned, but I think they've just been through like word of mouth and stuff, but these ones are ones that she definitely wore. So yeah, that's it. I just love Brigitte Bardot. I think she's amazing. She's absolutely stunning, and those are the three fragrances she wore. I'm going to do a little series of this and go through a few other Hollywood stars. So I hope you really liked the video. Give us a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Press the notification bell, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.